Peace, God.
Peace to the God.
How's everything, Lord?
Everything's great. Shoot, everything's great.
Yeah, just see you in a new space now.
Yes, yes. And go back to that old song, God Bless the Child Has Got His Own. Fits very well with this. The time that I had to spend in the damn shelter. God Bless the Child Has Got His Own.
Peace, God. Peace. So, I mean, let's go through a little bit of the history though, God. Going back to the. See, I want to build with you about the early years. From the Quiet ciphers, the God ciphers, the Bell ciphers, and now, like how you see like the culture, how it has changed, and what it was from what it is now, as opposed to what it was then. How you see it. And some of the things, some of the things that you went through, even some of the mistakes that you might have made.
All right. When ABG brought us the word, I mean, we was totally 85. I mean, our everyday meal was swine. 3 times, 5 times a day. We was totally 85. You understand? But when he brought us the word, we was reborn, man. We had more pride in ourselves. We was strengthened not only by anger, but just knowing that who we came from, what our people had done in the past that was kept from us. We know nothing about, and that this guy is using our technology and whatnot to the day. Ain't nothing that he has today is his. He took it from all other cultures. He raped, robbed, and stole everything that he had. The 60s, we was already in gangs.
And this is 64 when ABG brought the knowledge to.
We was already in gangs. So transition over to a militant wasn't nothing.
Being militant.
Yeah, being a militant. I mean, come on. Now this time, during this time, the 60s was the greatest year, as far as I know, in history, in all mankind. The 60s. Why? The mathematics itself tells you why. Equality. The blacks would start waking up. You had Martin Luther King out there. You had Malcolm. You had Elijah. You had all these. Carmichael. Sutton. All these guys. You had them all out there. Everybody was waking up, striving for black independence. I mean, the lynching and the killing of blacks in the South and all that other stuff, people was not tolerating it anymore. We was ready to what? Hey, if the government don't want to do nothing about it, we will. We'll take it upon ourselves to go down there and straighten these niggas out.
So during that time, you didn't, because that wasn't happening as much in the North as it was in the South.
Never. It was always in the South.
It was always in the South, but you were hearing about it, and it was angering people in the North about that.
Yeah, because not only that, it was like, look, do you hear about this? What's going on in the South? This and that, so and so. We should do something about it. The people that's doing this and talking, that's their family. They tied to these people that was in the South. Well, anyhow. Like I said, then you had books. You had books coming out, and then you had the movie coming out, Roots. You know what I'm saying? All this is going on in the 60s.
Well, I thought Roots came out in the God ciphers, right?
Yeah, but
that's the time period, basically.
Yes. All this is people are waking up. You know, afros and dashikis, sandals, and all this sort of stuff. People trying to go back to their original state. You know, and then, you know, the father, you know, it's more to it than just dressing up like it. You gotta know who the fuck you are. You gotta know who that guy is. You gotta know who that guy is. That means you gotta know all the human cultures. You gotta know who these people are.
So what was it that really sparked you to say that, yo, we're gonna leave the gangs alone?
But what sparked us was we was doing, it was explained to us by the firstborn that we were helping the devil do his job, which was what? To destroy the original man.
This is where AVG was explaining to you.
AVG, and the rest of the firstborns, all of them. So we wasn't just taught by AVG. He was the first one that came and brought the word to us, and then eventually he started bringing more of the firstborn over.
Right.
Or we would go over there and meet them.
Go to Mecca.
Yes, and what do you mean we helping the devil? Well, what you think you're doing when you're out there gang fighting and killing a bishop, or killing a stone killer, or killing a chaplain, or this and that? Ain't they black? We found out that we was out there destroying ourselves instead of helping ourselves, or going amongst one another and making them aware who they were. So what happened was, while we were studying, the other gangs was wondering, where's these guys at? Why we haven't seen them? You know, this and that. They must be planning something. You know, I don't know what's going through their mind. But anyway, they start coming down, all like one by one, gang by gang. Yeah, we got y'all niggas now. You know, all those stuff. We stop them right in their track. Yo, hey man, we ain't bugging no more. We ain't jitterbugging no more. You know, we found out who we are. We are the original people. This is what the fuck y'all talking about. You know, this and that. So this brought on their curiosity. What the hell is these guys talking about? And once we got to talking, they got to doing the same thing we did. Start scratching our heads. Kind of makes sense, you know. What? You mean to tell me we was doing things back then? But on television, all these people were white. Solomon and all these folks, they were white people. Cleopatra, they were white people on television. You know, you mean to tell me these people was black? So slowly but surely, the word got out. It spread it out all through Medina, like wildfire. And everybody started coming to the head. Everybody started coming to the head.
You say the head, like you mean the Fort Greene?
Not the projects. We was across the park from the projects. Fort Greene projects is on Myrtle. And then the park sits right in between us and the project. We was on DeKalb Avenue where Brooklyn Tech is at. We were cross park chaplains.
Cross park chaplains?
Yes, we were cross park chaplains. And then you had the Fort Greene chaplains.
Also, there's two different. Cross Park and then Fort Greene chaplains.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the park divided us.
Ah.
The park, that's why we was cross park.
Cross Park, okay.
Yeah.
So you were part of the Cross Park?
Exactly.
Okay.
And AVG, also he was our war counsel.
war council. Right?
Yeah.
We built on that before. Right?
Yeah. So, like I said, it spread it out. Everybody start coming to the head. And we would be out there like from the first time in the morning. We get out there from about 8 or 9, you know, just waking up, talking, this and that. So next thing you know, here come a strange face from the Marcy projects. From downtown Brooklyn. They be coming from all over, man, asking questions. See, that's one thing about the brain. The brain is like, it's like a sponge. It's like the fish. It's like the piranha. It's hungry.
It's hungry. Right,
yeah,
right.
you know, and see that number 8 fits it very well, you know, because it's always building. It's always building, you know. The more you feed it, the more it wants, you know. And all these questions and some of these things we couldn't even answer. So brothers like Jackie, Shamgard, they would go to Mecca and drop the questions on the firstborn, and the firstborn them would answer them, and they would bring it back. They would bring it back, and wow, those were good days, man. And then, you know, then the sisters, man, you know, they was like, they start changing their culture.
Right.
You know, it was not so much of that whatever they was putting in their hair anymore. Then they start wearing the
perms.
They start wearing the scarves around their heads and you know. I was like, whoa. You know, you saw the change immediately. Even the older people in the neighborhood, they saw the change immediately. I mean, the guys in the bars we used to hang out with, guys that's our fathers and our uncles and whatnot, they saw it immediately. And it was how would you say it? To them, it was like, they just got angry. They got angry because they had no answer to what we were saying or talking about, because they ain't went those damn school. You know, they ain't know nothing. You know, all they knew was get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go to damn work, and pay that damn rent and the groceries and all that, or try to save enough money to get a car. You know, and then on the weekend, get drunk, beat up the wife, beat up the kids, leave the wife, leave the kids, you know, all that stupidness.
Right.
You know, but
now it came, it turned all that around.
Yeah, because see, like I said, that number 8 does what? Not when you build something, you doing what? You destroying something. So like we became a threat to them. So now, same people we live with, we fighting. We fighting our uncles, our parents. Cause my mother gonna throw me out the house, you know.
Because I know at that time they said that a lot of brothers would go in the house. This is my experience as well. Throw out a swine.
Yeah.
Swine, take it out the freezer or the refrigerator and throw it in the garbage.
I didn't get that far. I didn't get that far in my house. I came in there very subtle because I knew how my mom was. You know, my mom was throw down with a man. You know, you know, she wasn't nothing to joke with. You know, I went in there subtle. You know. Yo, you know what, Mom? You know, that pork and this and that, you know, that stuff ain't no good for you. Boy, don't be telling me you was raised off this and that, so and so. Yo, but in your Bible, you say you a Christian. You know, this book's for you, the Word of God. You know, this and that. And you talking about what I'm saying is wrong? You know, how's that? And that guy right there that you got on your wall, that's a white guy. You had no white guys running around on no desert. You know, come on, mom. You know, and I said, as a matter of fact, hit the Bible on him. And Revelations, it says his feet was like fine brass. Brass is this color, my brown, as though burnt, black, wool like a sheep's ass.
God, now how did y'all get all this information in such a short period of time?
Because we stayed out all night long. Don't forget now, we was a bunch of runaways, living with one another. We was already a family before we got the knowledge.
Wow.
We was already a family.
Connected through the gang life.
Right.
The gang life made y'all family.
Right. You know, if that brother ran away from home, we snuck that brother in the house. We fed him and this and that. If he needed some clothing, he could have my clothes. This and that. Give him a pair of shoes and this and that. That's what we did.
Right.
So when
information was able to spread amongst y'all quickly.
Yeah, so this is why when it came down, when the brother asked me what number was I when I got the knowledge of us. What do you mean what number? He said, you know, like 8 VGs and 7, this and that. What? I said, is you crazy? We didn't go by no damn numbers. I said, now, if you want to say numbers like that, Shaki and Shangar was the first two.
Right.
I said, after that, it was all of us together. All of us sitting around the damn table or the park benches and talk together. It was no 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, none of that crap. We was a family. Everybody was taught at the same time. If they were here, they would tell you. ABG will tell you, you know. When he came to speak to one, he spoke to all.
Right.
You know, he spoke to all.
You know, that's something that's interesting because I was dealing with the God of Allah Shah, right? And he got the knowledge in the 70s. And he was saying that question of, you know, or the order of the firstborns, that came through them, through their years, through, you know, when they was getting knowledge. But the actual firstborns never really taught it like that. They never said, I'm the first one, or
I'm the second
one, or you know, they never taught it like that.
No, it was never like that.
Listen, no disrespect. This is history here. You know where you got who were the first 9 born? The guards in the 70s did that. Yeah, we did that because we put order. Like when brothers like God Supreme and you know like all these older guards, and they were there. Nobody was considering themselves who came first, even though they came in the order. Who came first? Who came this way? They were just there building.
It's just that amongst the firstborn, they knew.
Right.
They knew.
He got it first.
Yeah.
But that's not how they gave it up to each other, or gave it up to the people that they taught.
Yeah, you know. But amongst us, the fruit, man, come on. Well, anyway, man, we, you know, I explained to my mother, you know, like, that's a black man.
That sounds like Jesus, man.
Yeah, Jesus is a black man. Boy, if you gonna get out of my house with that shit, the devil got you, boy. And that, what's his name? Eli Muhammad, or whoever he is, make me call. They got you brainwashed. You got out of my house with that trying to spread that shit around my children, this and that. And who I had with me? I had Brown C. Shot with me. My mom picked up a broomstick and popped me upside the head. Wow! Shots on me. Come on, man, let's go. Let's go.
You and Brown C.
Yeah, Brown C. Shot. You know, that's it. Hey, I said, I got this. Yo, mom, she took another swing at me. Woo! That's it. I'm gone.
So it kind of caused a conflict.
It always did, because these people were stuck. They were stuck into that religion. I mean, the South is called the Bible Belt. The Bible Belt. You know, look, man, you get down there and tell them people that God Jesus and them didn't walk the waters and whatnot, you may get ran out the state.
Yeah. I've traveled out there. There's a lot of strong brothers out there nowadays.
Yes. But not back then.
Not back then. And with them getting that knowledge and their experience in the community also, reflects a lot of what you're saying, that they had issues in terms of, because it is the Bible Belt.
Yes.
You're not trying to hear the black man.
What?
Jesus was black and Jesus was the original man.
Yeah,
They're not trying to hear that.
And see, and it took me from the 60s to now that I really fully understand how he really did his job.
You talking about that?
Caucasian man, how he did his job. Now once he got us on them boats, like, what was the name of one of the famous ships he brought the slaves on? You had one, Good Jesus.
Good ship Jesus.
Yeah, all right. Had all these slaves on there. They stopped off at these islands, Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, and all them joints. And this is where they start breaking us down. I mean, the unhumanitarian things they was doing, tying the pregnant woman to trees and all that, then cutting the rope, splitting them, and the baby coming on out. All, just to make us denounce Allah, our way of life, Islam. They did all these unhumane things to us, man. They talking about the Jews and the Holocaust. Man, give me a break. But what I'm saying is, and by the time they got to the mainland of North America, the black man was broke. He was broke. Now once they got here, now check this out. Once they got here and they start having children,
now the children got fear in them.
What they did was killed off the parent. Now all the child knows is what the white man teaches him. You dig where I'm coming from? As far as that Christianity stuff coming from? Because he don't know nothing else. Now, he has no recollection of his past or anyone to teach him of his past. You got me? So like I said, it took me from the 60s to now to understand his method of why the black man is so hard and so stubborn to renounce this religion that was thrown upon them, and that religion put fear into them. Yeah, I mean, imagine somebody telling you God is invisible. He sees you in everything that you do. That's why they call him a spook God.
Spook, yeah.
You looking over your shoulder like, is he looking?
An unseen being that exists everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sure, you're right. Okay. And then, let's say after I did my little drug thing, which the father had said, "Hey, I want you guys to," he said, "A person that experienced something is a great teacher because he went through it. But one that is better than that is the one who observes."
Better than that.
Yeah, the one who observes. Okay, but he said he wanted us to try it one day and leave it alone. He said, now that damn heroin. He said, man, that is the sweetest high on the planet. He said, that's why it kills so many of us. So I want you to leave it alone. Man, I went out there and tried that shit. I couldn't turn it loose. I had King Kong, Mighty Joe Young, all the motherfuckers on my back. You know, so what I did was I self-exiled myself. I said that I had too much respect for the father and my brothers who I was raised up with to come around them like that. You know.
So when did that occur? When did you?
That started in the 70s.
70. Okay, so this is after the Allah return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I had started dipping dabbing in the late 60s, but mainstream 70s. You know. Shit, I OD'd 13 times.
OD'd 13 times.
Yeah, I couldn't even use my arms because I had so many tracks. I started going into veins here and whatnot. I was around people, man, that women shot inside their vagina. You know, because they didn't have no veins, because all their veins had collapsed from the over use.
They veins.
Yeah, you know. And then I always stayed with a certain amount of people, like 2 or 3, no more than 4, who I was tight knit with. Because motherfuckers back in them days would do like this. So and so OD, and they would get up and run and leave him to die. So we found out a method. You know, so if one of us was getting ready to OD, we would shoot salt into the vein. You shoot salt into the vein, and the salt would go through the bloodstream and eat up the heroin.
Wow. So how did you know that you were getting ready to OD though?
Oh, you knew. You was going out like a cat. Look, it started getting darker, darker, and darker. It was like a shade going over here. And well, anyhow, I got through that, and one day we was shooting up in my house, and my mother had died for the police ass whooping she took.
Oh wow! It was a incident with they beat your mother.
Yeah, and
she died from that.
Yeah, and I was there.
Wow.
I was there, you know, and we was shooting up in my house, and I was going out, and they was ready with the salt shot, and I could hear my sister saying, "What the hell's going on in here? That nigga in here shooting dope and our mama just died? Let that nigga die." You know, this and that, and it was my sister Deborah. They said that I started turning blue, and she said, "Nah, give him the salt shot." And they gave me a salt shot. I came through it, and I made a promise that I wouldn't shoot no more. You know, I kicked cold turkey.
Oh, you walked away from the cold turkey.
Yeah.
That must have been rough.
Oh, it was. So I told my sister, I said, you know, you locked me in my room. I said, don't listen to the shit that I tell you, because I'm going to be telling you some good shit, you know. So don't pay me no mind. Yeah, and I was actually slipping money up under the door. Tell them, just go get me one. Just one more. And I swear, words bond, all that good shit. You know, they kept my money but never brought me no dope back. You know, I had hot and cold, chills and sweats, and I urinated all over myself. I shitted all in the room. I did 5 days in that room.
So 5 days. It took 5 days for you to
start coming back to normal, slowly but surely.
To start, at least begin coming back to normal. 5 days to begin.
Yeah. Oh, it was rough, man. Soup, drinking soup. It's time to get something down in the stomach. You know, all that old stuff. Oh, man. Getting myself back together.
And what year was this?
Oh man, that was probably the '80s. That was probably the '80s. Yeah, that was the '80s, man. Because it was nothing that the drug program could do for me, or the alcohol program could do for me, or either it was just me going in there saying that, getting the money. And the money, the car fare that they were giving me wasn't.
It wasn't much, but that was something just
to go to the liquor store and do. You know, so he wasn't doing nothing for me. I had went to this club. I was in the alcohol program. Went to this club. No, not the club. Went to this bar downtown Brooklyn on Willoughby and Bridge Street. And then finally see a bunch of my supervisors and them sitting there at the bar. Yo, what y'all doing up in there? And me, I pulled the sheet off any motherfucking body. Me, I couldn't wait to get back to the program. Guess what I see at the Yeah. You know, he wrote the supervisor's license plate numbers down on the blackboard. They threw me out. They threw me out, and who else threw me out? Up on Bedford Avenue, they threw my ass out up there too. Cause I wouldn't get up and speak, you know. So, you know, everybody supposed to share.
right.
And I was there for 2 weeks, and I hadn't done no insurance. So the guy said, "Look, either you speak today or leave." You know, like that. I said, if I get up and go, I ain't gonna get my 2 tokens. So, and I needed me a drink. So I said, okay. And I got up and I told him the truth.
You told him the truth.
Yeah, I told him the truth. I said, look, I've been listening to y'all guys, man. Y'all sit up here talking about alcohol, caused you to lose your job, your home because you didn't pay your rent, your car, you lost this and that, your families and this and that. I'm saying, I'll tell you something. Alcohol saved my life. They said, so I said, yeah, I was coming out the bar one day, drunk. I said, and the nigga tried to take my goddamn leather jacket. I said, if I didn't have that alcohol in me, he either took my jacket. That's how I whooped that nigga's ass. The instructor did like said, hey, get up, get out. Get out. I'm sitting in here trying to help these people not to drink, and you talking to
Right.
because some of the people in the group did like I said, yeah, man, I remember I was drunk one night too. You know, but we used to call it false courage. When you drink and you want to fight every motherfucking body.
Right. False courage.
Yeah, false courage. You know.
So you went from dealing with the heroin and you went to alcohol.
Alcohol was first.
Alcohol was first.
That was when we was gang banging.
Alcohol was gang banging. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
drinking was always there. You know, it was always there. We were doing drugs or not.
So the alcohol continued after
Yeah.
you kicked the heroin.
You're right. Alcohol was still there. I didn't stop drinking alcohol until 2007.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when I started. That's when my niece had her first child, and I raised her. Time she came through the door, I said, "Give me that baby," and I raised her till she got 10 years old, and I came back to New York.
Oh, so where were you at that time?
2007, I was in North Carolina.
North Carolina. So those years that you were going through the alcoholism and the heroin thing, that was in North Carolina.
That was the heroin shit was here in New York.
In New York.
Alcohol stayed with me until like 2007.
Do you recall the time period of between when you know the equality culture and equality God when Allah went into Madawan?
Obviously, all right, we still studying hard, and
I mean, do you remember when he got locked up?
mm-hmm. I remember,
Equality power.
yeah, I remember we got locked up, and they the brothers, the first one came and told us that they had took him to Madawan. Where the hell is that? The hell is Madawan? They was talking about upstate New York. Oh man, we thought we had lost our father, man. We thought we had, oh man, what we gonna do now without him? And the firstborn stepped up. They stepped up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? Justice was right there with them. You know, and
I mean, do you recall exactly who was like you know, Black Messiah?
of course,
Yeah.
of course, you know, he was the mainstay. You know, I mean, he's the first.
First, right.
I mean, his name at the time was Kareem. What his name meant? Most High. You know, so we start having house parliaments and whatnot. And
So you wouldn't have house parliament before then?
no.
That's when Allah went to Madawan, was when y'all started having it.
Yes. We start having Dr. Minister book.
So that's when that started.
All that, yeah.
Started Dr. Minister book at that time period, okay.
Yeah, so you
so
know.
Allah didn't start the Dr. Minister book.
No, that was that first born in them. You know, and that's when you better been sharp. I mean, brothers was there up all night long. We be smoking marijuana and everything, going through them lessons. Hey, pass the hashy, man. Yes. Oh my God, the drilling, and what we helped each other.
Right.
Oh, you forgot is. You forgot is. Yeah, is go right there. Yeah. Yeah. We helped each other, and wow. And I remember when it was my turn, I was sitting out like in the living room. Key was there. I think Knowledge God may have been there, Sharon God. And they had this room. Then I started walking up and down, and Messiah said, "You all right, man? You nervous?" Took me a shot of Gypsy Rose. I was good. Called my name and I went inside the room. They asked me questions. I quoted my lessons. Smooth. They asked me what understanding did I get out of certain lessons. Smooth. That damn Gypsy Rose was alright, man. And when I came out of there, the next thing I know before we left, they said that I was a Dr. Minister.
Oh, so they gave that to you, Dr. Minister.
Yeah, they gave it. I was Dr. Minister. I wasn't no minister. I was a Dr. Minister. I was like, oh, I'm up here with the big guys. You know, oh, you can't tell me nothing. You know, as the years went on, and we started visiting the father in Madawan and whatnot. Oh man, I love those days. When he came home, all that shit was tossed out the window. Them plus lessons and all, and the Dr. Minister book, all that shit was gone except for the rallies. Parliament. That was the only thing that stayed.
So that, he had, because before he went to Matterhorn, there weren't no parliaments.
No, we all met out there on the corner, in front of the bar, or wherever he was at, in front of the basement. You know, wherever he was at.
Right.
You know, because I mean, can you imagine? You know, you walk out the store and all of a sudden there's damn it 25, 50 damn people outside. Where you going? You know, so you just hold it right there. You know, yeah, fantastic days, man. And these days, you always think, as rough as it was then, and things gradually start opening up, that today will be much better. And today it's worse. This fucking shit that's going on today.
When you say that, what do you mean? Like it's worse in terms of what?
You think that we would have flourished more. We would have grown more. More been done. And it hasn't. Today looks like there's more alcoholic and drug use than it was when we was coming up. Amongst us. Not outside us, amongst us. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about outside the box. I'm talking about inside the box.
But why do you think that is, though?
You niggas gonna lost their mind. I don't know. Actually, I know I ain't lost mine. And they can stay away from me with that crap. You know,
See, but you went through your period, and you like you were saying that you went out and experimented, and you experienced it, and you learned your lesson, and you
and I taught it.
And you taught it.
And I taught it. I taught what I experienced. That was the reason for doing it. Not to get hooked on it.
But you ended up getting hooked on it.
Yeah. To express to others what the drug does, how it makes you feel. Well, like I said, I got hooked on it. I mean, for instance, man, the firstborn passed the torch to us. We went crazy with it. So those that came behind us, we passed the torch to them. Them niggas laid back. They laid back. They start drinking. I mean, they drink better shit than we were drinking. We were drinking $1.50 cent wine. These guys, they drinking Hennessy. They drinking top-notch shit, man. I mean, I go to rallies, man, and I'm sure you've been there. You know, what's that, Harry Tubman?
Harry Tubman,
yeah. I'm sure you've been there. You know, and time I walk through, I get angry. First of all, you got all these tables lined up with goods and stuff that they selling. All well and good. I have nothing against that, except for one thing, and I'll get back to that later. And then you go through the auditorium doors, and you got the parliament going on. But you got people outside selling stuff, and the doors is going back and forth. The Christians got more order and respect than that. Once the parliament is in session, everything's supposed to be what? At a standstill. Quiet. Respect for the speakers. There's no supposed to be no selling or nothing. All that shit goes about when what? It's all said and done. When the parliament and the speakers are finished. The doors are back and forth. That's a distraction. In church when I was a little kid, you had ushers at the door. They would even let your ass in until the preacher was finished speaking, and then they would usher your ass in and sit your ass down. You do what I'm saying? Even the mosque. There's nothing else going on when the speaker is speaking. At our parliaments, man, there's niggas in the hallways talking this and that. There's people inside the rally. You got a group over here talking this and that. There's a group over here talking. You see it yourself how it is. You know, and that's totally disrespectful. I'm like, I be looking at CLR. I be shaking my head.
Well, let me ask you, because God, you know, I tell you, God, I love this nation, God. I mean,
Who don't?
Right. Well, I mean, there's people who don't love this nation. You get what I'm saying? But I love this. I love our nation. You know, well, what I do notice about our nation is all of us, including myself, I have to say, some knuckleheads are hard-headed. We're hard-headed.
You know what our father said about that? He said, "Them father sons, you can't tell them shit. They
so
know."
law said this.
Yeah, you can't tell them shit. They know every fucking thing.
And that's why, you know, when you explain about, you know, all the things that are happening at our parliaments and rallies and the in and outs and the interruptions and the disorder, that's part of it.
Yeah.
A lot of us, it's just hard at it.
Yeah, you know, sit your ass down.
Sit your ass down.
And be quiet. And listen and learn something. Father said you can learn from a fool. Not to be one.
Not to.
Yeah, you know, sit your ass down and learn something. You know what I'm saying? He had went back to school, and started telling the teacher, and it got thrown out. And he said he went back and told the father. The father said, "I didn't tell you to go to school to teach the teacher.
Right.
I sent you there to learn." God damn, you gonna teach the teacher?
Yeah.
Shut your ass up and sit down and learn.
See, a lot of us, and I know, for myself, I felt like I knew better. I felt like these lessons, whatever they was teaching, what I learned in the lessons, and then when did the research, the teacher didn't know half of what he was talking about.
Okay. All right. You know, I can.
That's why I disrupted the class the way I did, you know, because I felt like I had to, you know, do so. That's where the conflict came in for myself. You know?
Right. I mean, you were not the only one, and I guarantee 90% of all other 5% that went to school went through the same thing. Because to me, that was all it was. That.
The lessons.
Yeah, that was all it was. All that other shit didn't mean shit. Until later on in life, I was like, oh man, damn, I go blue. I done fucked up some years. I was supposed to take them lessons and build on them. They are the foundation. Supposed to add on to that. You know, like I said, I didn't find out until later on in life. You know, everything that's here today, those are building blocks. Let me show you something. Show you something. This is Masonic shit, man. This is Masonic shit. And it's good advice. You know, I give it to I throw this little shit out here to the people that I be speaking to. You see the pyramid? You see the pyramid? Now right below the all-seeing eye is what?
It's the pyramid.
It's a space. It's a gap.
It's a gap. Okay, the gap between your head.
That means what?
Tell me what that means. The gap.
That means there's still work to be done on completing the pyramid. See, it's always building. always building. There's always work to be done. This is Masonic shit. And I tell people, I say, we got a lot of work to do, man. As long as we still have children, there's always going to be work to be done. Because all of us want our children to be better than us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Well, see, God, you know, because you mentioned like the science of masonry, Masonic sciences. A lot of our brothers go into these temples because they think that they're gonna find something in the temples that they ain't find in the lessons.
Right.
You know, so that's why they think that, you know, they should go into the study.
Crazy. Because a whole lot of our fruit, like Gamel, Salik, Fruquan. Fruquan was one of the first. No, he wasn't. No, he's one of the fruit too. Fruquan. They all became Masonics.
Makes sense, right?
You know, our brother Gamel, yeah. Yeah, he was Masonic, like a motherfucker. And I'm like, what could possess them to do that? When they know from those lessons right there who the Masonics are. They are the 10%. Not 5%. They are. And I'm listening to what you say.
No, often they're not even 10%. A lot of times they're 85%. They're poison animal eaters.
Right. True to that.
Right. Slaves of a mental depth of power.
True to that.
Who don't know who the true living God is.
But out of that Masonic shit, they should know who the fuck they are. You know? Because we used to hang out in this bar on Murder Avenue called the Five Keys. And I didn't know. But Ken Du came in the bar and said, Akim. And Sincere and some other brothers was there. He said, Akim, come in. He said, I want to show you something. And we went through the side door and went up these stairs above the bar. The same building, but a floor above the bar. And went inside, he turned on the light, and it was a Masonic hall. It was a Masonic. They had the square.
The carpets in the square, right?
You know, all that stuff, they all seeing eye, all that stuff on the walls and all that sort of stuff, you know? And I was like, whoa. And then we heard some people when we turned off the light and we seen a bunch of naked women walking down the hallway with escorted by these guys. And next thing you know, a guy came in there and busted us. He busted us, you know. What are y'all doing here? We was like, we was trying to find the bathroom. You know? This and that. Well, anyhow, he escorted us out. We did. We went around the corner and came through the front door of the bar again. And shit like we was telling the brothers, yeah, Sahim was there too. You know, I said, yeah, man, they got a motherfucking Masonic hall upstairs. And that's when it dawned on us the name of the bar. The Five Keys.
The Five Keys.
Yeah, you know. Oh shit. You know. And that was the closest I ever got to one of their halls, you know, seeing what they had inside. And then, you know, I never knew what they women were called until about 3 or 4 years later. They was called Eastern Stars.
Eastern Stars, yeah.
Yeah, you know. I was like, wow.
See, you know, I grew up, my stepfather, you know what I'm saying, he was a Mason, and he, you know, when I started studying, he started kind of like dropping little hints here and there, but it seemed like I felt like I was always sharper than him.
Okay.
Right, you know, and my great grandmother was an Eastern Star, and my grandmother was supposed to be an Eastern Star, but she felt like they were a little bit too uppity for her. So she kind of backed away from it. But that was always like I had his presence in my family somewhere.
Okay. It was always there.
It was always around. It's just that, you know, but I never was pushed into it.
Right.
I never wanted, but it was present. And I always wondered what is that? And then when I learned from the lessons, you know, what that was, I started being more curious. I started studying it, and I really started examining, like, you know, my stepfather, like, you know, who he was, and examining him, and come to find, like I said, he was more of a poison animal eater than an actual 10%.
Well,
He had 10% qualities though. He definitely had.
Yeah, they all are. They either poisonous animal. I had came home from the head, and I came home and went to the house and came through the front door, and my stepfather was sitting on the couch with this guy. And I walked down the hallway and saw my mother in the kitchen, and I was like, yo, Mom, who that? You know, like that. Where you been? Go wash your hands. You know, come out the street, you gotta wash your hands.
Absolutely, right.
You know, I said, who that? She said, I don't know, some guy trying to get Marty to join up to some kind of lodge or something like that. And what?
And this by this time you had knowledge.
Oh hell yeah, I'm good.
I'm
good. I know my shit inside out. Oh no! Okay, I said, what's going on in there? You know, like that. And Mr. Taylor looked at me like that. Hey, you got more respect than that. You go barging in the door like that. I said, no, Dad. Check this out. You know who this guy is? He's a 10%. He's a 10%. He keep people like you, me, Mama, and Cynthia, Deborah, and all of us. He keeps us blind to the truth, who the true and living God is. He teaches us that God is a true God, can't be seen by the physical eye. You know, and I'm looking at this guy, and this guy was like, where do a young man at this age know so much?
How old was you at that age?
I don't know, man. I didn't say 18.
18, right. You already had the down. You was sharp.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm finding both barrels on this here guy, and then I caught him. You know, he took his ring. Cause I used to see him do it at the head when we be playing chess and start quoting our lessons. They'll take their ring when they come amongst us and turn it around where it just look like a wedding band. Where you don't see the G and the compass. You know, they turn it around. You know, snake coming amongst you. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't know who he is.
Right. You know, so I started frying his ass up, and I started telling him about King Solomon.
You going into that.
Yeah, I got some shit from V-Rock, you know, about King Solomon and all that stuff. I started lighting him up. And he told me he had to go, he'd come back at another time. This nigga, and my stepfather was looking at me and looking at him. Because he wasn't saying nothing. He wasn't denying
any quality born when the father got assassinated. You know, you remember that time period and you know, what was happening, you know, with you when that happened.
I was still as you say, dealing with my demons, and very, very upset with myself because I wasn't there for him, with him, and the state of mind that I was in. I was fucked up. I was hurt. I was wishing that that the gods had the power that they portray the gods that have in comic books and all that other shit, that I will destroy the fucking world. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. It wasn't so much about me catching the people or person involved in destroying their asses, but destroying all of mankind. For not listening. That's how I felt.
Wow.
And of course that took me into a darker world.
Further into with your demons and with the alcohol and the drugs.
Yes.
You know, because throughout the history, you know, there's a question like, what happened? What happened to Akim during that time? You know, like say Akim disappeared.
Yeah.
But you say you went into a darker world.
Yeah.
And kind of was dealing with your own demons.
Yeah, and then I started. I was like, "Yo, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? You was just coming out of this same asshole. You know, you going back in it.
This is what you're telling yourself.
Yeah, you going back in. That ain't what he taught you. That ain't what he taught you. You gotta be strong. You know. What did he tell you? You know, I started reminiscing about how to stay strong. Surround yourself with strong people. Surround yourself with intelligent people. I said, that's what you gotta do, get back on your feet, man. And continue doing your job. Who are you? Who you say you are? All those questions bombarded me. And I said, fuck it. That's who I am. Let's do it. And I started coming back down to the head, searching for brothers and whatnot. Went into the projects. Hey, there y'all niggas up. Nigga, this man, where you been? Blah, blah, blah. Then I went south. I started feeling more energetic. You know, I was like, I felt being me again.
When you were cleaning up.
Yeah, being me again.
Cleansing yourself of that poison.
Yeah, and then when that baby came into my life, you know, I was like, uh-oh. It's all done now. It's all said and done.
You didn't have any children of your own, did you?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I got one in Farragut, probably 40 plus.
He's 40 plus years old.
Yeah.
Wow, Farragut, because that's where my physical's from.
Yeah, 234 same.
Okay.
And he gave me 3 grandchildren.
Okay.
Like I said, that little baby girl, I seen how pretty she was. I said, look, you take your ass back to college or back to the military, wherever you want to go. I said, told my sister Deborah, I said, you ain't got to worry about no babysitter. I got this. And
that kind of helped you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I tell people this, that she saved my life. And I'll tell you why. Me and her was laying on the bed together. She was asleep, and I was asleep. And I always kept me a pint of Bacardi on the refrigerator door, and me a pack of cigarettes in the freezer. And I went in there and took me a shot, lit me a cigarette, went out there on the deck, took me a few drags, put it out, and I laid back down on the side and I was looking at her. And I said to myself, Now suppose you fall back to sleep now, and while you sleep, she rolls off the bed and busts her head. Now what you gonna tell your sister, and what you gonna tell your niece with all the alcohol on your breath? So, what I did that day, that evening, I took that bottle and my cigarettes and I went over to my nephew's house. They was playing cards and I gave them my liquor and my cigarettes. That was 2007. And I ain't looked back yet, nor had a taste for it yet since then. And I said, and I tell everybody, she saved my life. You know.
And you did that cold turkey as well.
Yeah.
So that's the power of the mind.
Yeah.
Right there.
They call it Constitution.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Constitution of the mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Self-constitution.
So you did that with the heroin and the alcohol.
Heroin, cocaine, I was doing it all. LSD, every damn thing. We experimented in all of it. All phases of getting fucked up. And only the strongest survive.
Only the strongest survive.
That's right. I'm serious on that. Them fucking drugs. And back then, the drugs wasn't as cut as much as they were as today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of that shit, man. Motherfucker do like this and say, and he OD. The motherfuckers do like this and say, they ain't thinking about helping him. They be like, who he caught from? That's the first. That's the first thing coming out. Who he caught from? It was no such thing as like, let's get him to the hospital. This and that. Fuck that nigga. Who he got? Who he got?
They want that.
Yeah. Something that already gonna kill one motherfucker. That's what you want. Yeah, drugs is something else, man. Yeah, but
you survived and you came out of that. So you went through that. You said like through the 70s with the heroin, and you cleaned yourself up. Came through the 80s dealing with the alcohol, and took that all the way to 2007.
All that. I thought by the time I was missing, I had lost a lot of brothers. Had gone. And so Shasha was still around. Sincere was around, because Sincere used to live around the corner from me. Sincere was around. Saheem was still here. Saheem was carrying that bag then. He was carrying that bag. And it fuddles me, you know.
This is 2007?
No, before that. To, let's say, forgot when Saheem left us.
I want to say Saheem left, if I'm not mistaken, like 2010. No.
Might have been.
2010.
Might have been.
Right.
Because Sincere followed. Did Sincere follow him or Saheem followed Sincere? Anyway, they was still around. And like I said, it befuddled me that he, as intelligent he was, he couldn't see carrying that fucking bag was telling him to leave that shit alone. It was time to give it up. I mean,
you said he kept going after that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, not, you know, I felt like that at one time in my life, especially when it came to drinking. I said, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go like this, cause the father had told me, I got drunk in Mecca, and me and Akim was together, and somehow I don't know how we got split up. I couldn't find that motherfucker for nothing. I'm walking all over the streets of Mecca and I couldn't find it. And I found
you talk about you couldn't find your kid.
I couldn't find it. We were together at one time, and then all that drinking and whatnot. I don't know how we got split up, but I couldn't find him for shit. And I finally found my way back towards the school. There wasn't no school there. To the basement, rather. Well, that's where the father began with that. And I saw Jackie. He said, yo, I've been looking all over for you. I said, I've been looking for you, man, for you. And the father looked at me and said, you better stop drinking. You better be drinking alone. And I did like this here. Yeah. And then Jackie said, let's go, man. We going back to Medina. And I got out the block and I remember what the father was saying. And I said to myself, shit, I ain't never stop drinking.
You said that to yourself?
Yeah, I would never say that in front of him. You know, but yeah, we did have the street account. We had it was empty then. There wasn't nothing in it. Yeah, I felt like that at one time. You know, fuck it. If I'm going out, this is the way I'm going. Fuck that. That's stupid talk. Then you talking about how to get better and to live longer.
Yeah, with all that pain that you're dealing with, you can't see past your own pain.
Well, then I think you need counseling.
Some of us do.
Yeah.
Some of us do.
You know, I hear you. You know, I'm not saying anything against that.
Yeah, some of us do need that counseling to get past that. You know, but like someone like yourself was able to pull themselves out of it cold turkey. You didn't really need so much counseling. Your counseling was your loved ones, like you saw you got that baby there.
The baby, and it was the drug thing. It was more the father. It was more him. You know, I was like, oh man, I can't go around him like this. Cause he knew me. It wasn't like I was just a face in the crowd. He knew me, you know, on a personal thing. You know, he knew me. You know, I can't go. I gotta get my shit. You know what? I won't do it today. I'll do it next week. You know, I'll start getting myself together. You know that?
Keep saying that.
Yeah, putting off shit. You know what I'm saying? And all the time you're getting deeper, deeper.
So yeah, God, you know, those are some interesting times, God. Like, you know, throughout the whole '70s, God, you being away, God, like, so you missed a lot.
Yeah.
You missed a lot.
Yeah, I missed a lot, and then before I had called Jackie up and tell him this, cause he sent me some lessons, and he said, I send y'all them. There ain't no problem. He said, and fuck what the motherfuckers say, man. Fuck them motherfuckers. All right.
He said, what was they saying? Like,
I guess he was saying how I thought they made.
They take it, man.
Yeah, you know, I felt victim and all that little shit like that. And he said, fuck them motherfuckers, man. Them motherfuckers ain't got nothing on you. You know, don't worry about them niggas. It's a privilege to send you goddamn on my lesson. And see, he was the one that got us all into this. He the one that gave me his middle name. His middle name was Akim something. And he gave me, because I didn't like a lot of the names that was out there. And he said, what about Akim? You want my middle name? And I said, okay. He the one that made me stay fast with this one. You know, hey, look, man, you can do this. Cause especially when it came to that fast and shit, I was like, wait a minute. Hold up. I said, nah. You ever told me I can't eat my ham and my shit like that no more, this and that. Now you gonna tell me I gotta fast for a whole goddamn month without eating? I said, I think y'all took this shit a little bit too far. You know, tell a lie, man, Islam, forget about it. No, you can do it, man. You can do it. So-and-so's already gonna do it a week of this and that, so-and-so. You know, so he the one that made me stand fast, you know, and yeah, so, you know, he sent me that, but
Those lessons.
yeah, before he sent me those lessons, I had maybe a month or 2 weeks before I got those. CLR had printed out my autobiography.
You go to autobiography.
I was there. I was there, and he had sent it to my family. I don't know where that shit is at now, but he had sent it to my family, and I read it. I was like, what? This is how the people feel about me? Oh man, I didn't know people felt like this about me. Oh my God. When I finished reading, I called him up. Peace. And she was about peace, who is this? I said, this is Akim. Akim? What Akim? I said, firstborn Akim. He said, get the fuck out of here. Firstborn Akim is dead. No, he said, no. I said, no, I'm not. I said, I'm reading the autobiography that you wrote for me.
So this is what CLR wrote about you.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
He said, what? I said, yeah. I said, man, this thing is so beautiful. Save it, man. You know, save this here, motherfucker.
Wow.
So when I go, you put this one.
Wow.
You know, and then they'll start laughing. He said, seriously, man? He said, who is this motherfucker who told me that you was dead? You know? And then after that, I called the kid, told him to send me the lessons, you know. You know, little signs, you know. Little signs. I was dead.
Well, in many ways you were.
Yeah.
In many ways you were.
Yeah. And
not physically dead.
Yeah.
Dead mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. When I came back, nobody knew who I was.
Right.
Nobody knew who I was.
In 2007.
Yeah. When I came back, even when I came back in 2017, I called it Raleigh. Motherfuckers didn't know who I was. They heard about me. They didn't know who I was in the flesh. Goddamn Jesus going risen from
the grave.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, God. Well, this piece that you came out of that, God, and that's, you know, you got a story, you know, to share.
Islam was a bad motherfucker. Islam was a bad motherfucker. And fathers always said Islam ain't nothing but nature.
Right.
That's all it is, nature. It's all around you. It's alive.
This is what Allah told you.
Yes, in Manawan.
Oh, you went to see him in Manawan?
What? Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me about that. Tell me go and see Allah in Manawan.
Oh, man. What's his name? Allah and Allah's father used to work for the grandfather used to work for the railroad. And he's the one that had the train pass to go there. And that's what everybody was using, that pass. I think it was like 4 could go on it at a time, something like that. And it was my time to go. And man, I was on needles and pins, man. Going up there to see him.
Did you travel with anybody?
Yeah, I traveled.
Was it with ALR and VLR?
I traveled with Shasha.
Brown Sea Shasha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I traveled with Shasha. I traveled with Kashim. Did I ever go with Sahim? I might have went with Sahim.
So you went more than one time?
Oh yeah. And the first time I went, he was in a little room, sitting behind a desk, and had these little uniform clothes on. and he was showing us the imprint of the bullet sticking out of his back of his shoulder, and this and that. Next time I went, I had whooped that. I think the second time I went was with Karsheen, and I took food. I had took food up there. I had cooked. I had learned that he liked garlic in his food. And
I heard about that. You like a lot of garlic in his chicken.
Yeah, and I took fish, fried chicken, I made some potato salad. And I took that, and the brothers from Mecca, I know they got a little envy.
Got a little energy?
Envy.
Envy.
Yeah, they got a little envy, because they brought cold cuts, hero sandwiches. And I brought cooked food, because I had it, and they offered first. They offered first, and the father said, "Nah, I don't want anything to eat." And so me and Karsheen was sitting, I said, "Damn, I cooked all this damn food, and this man don't want nothing to eat. Damn, I guess we'll be eating this and like that." And the father was like, he was jumping on us. He called us savages and whatnot.
He's calling y'all savages?
Yeah, he called us savages and said, "I don't care if y'all know the lessons inside and out. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of savages." Because the reports was coming in of all the breaking-ins and robberies was going on, and brothers was getting busted with Muslim names. You know, so yeah, I ain't nothing but a bunch of savages, this and that. So this is what I want y'all to do. I want you to change your names from the Muslims' names and get some righteous names. And put my name at the end of it. And that way, you'll be Allah's family.
Allah's family.
So, okay. And I was like, and he must have read it on my face. I don't see how any other way. You know, he said, "Oh, you all right over there? Are you going to change your name?" And I said, "Nope." He said, "Why you not going to change your name?" I said, "Because I like my name." He said, "Oh, yeah, what's your name mean?" I said, "Most obedient one to the will of Allah." He said, "Okay, you can keep your name." He said, "A whole lot of y'all can keep your names. Well, put my name at the end of it, where y'all be Allah's family." All right. That was like almost the ending of that day. And he said, "What you got in that bag?" This is where the envy come in now. "What you got in that bag?" And I said, "Oh, I had cooked some chicken and some fish and made some potato salad." He said, "Let me see that. Let me see what you got in there. I can smell the garlic." This and that. And he looked at the fish and he said, "Nah, son, we don't eat this here type of fish." You know.
Well, you don't remember what kind of fish it was?
The little butterfish.
Oh, the butterfish. He said, "Yeah, at least stay away from the butterfish."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We don't eat that. We don't eat this type of fish, okay? He said, "Oh, this tastes good." He said, "I'm gonna keep this bag, okay?"
Right,
and I looked, and the potato salad. And I looked over at the brothers. Me and Karsheen looked at the brothers, because you know there was a big smile and a shine on our face. You know, we looked over, and them brothers didn't look too well. You know, so that's why I said a little envy came in that. But and I think the third time I went up there, he was in the cafeteria. Yeah, that was the last time I was up there with Shasha. Yeah, I think Shasha and Nazgar went that time.
Yeah, because from what I understand, that Nazgar tells them when he came back and he gave the word about changing the Muslim names.
Yeah, you know, knowledge God, man. Like I tell anybody, man, I love that brother. We grew up together. And before Islam, we was crosswalk chaplains. But the things that he been putting out, you know, I can't. I can't condone that shit, you know.
Because there's 14 firstborns of Medina, right?
Man,
14.
I ain't counting.
I ain't counting.
No, I'm counting.
Okay. But there were many
Yeah.
firstborns.
Yeah.
Right? You know, some would say more than there were in
Mecca.
In Mecca.
Yeah.
But the brotherhood, like you see how like he taught everybody differently. You know, and it seems like some of those differences is what causes the differences between the brothers. And it's even a lot more pronounced nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, during that time, did you see like the differences and like how he taught different brothers differently?
Only through self, strength, and weakness. I see the difference.
Self strength and weakness.
Yes.
Meaning what?
Meaning that if he seen where a brother was strong in doing something this way, he would go over to his weaknesses and tell him to strengthen that. You understand? You gotta remember, besides the lessons, the student enrollment, the 1 to 40, the 1 to 36, and all that, you had Allah's attributes. Do you know what those are?
The 99 attributes?
There you go. All right. Now, what is that? The 99 attributes is a gift or talent from Allah. This brother over here is a brick mason. You understand what I'm saying? The name Most High, or the word, or the brother's name Abu, means something else. So you strengthen your weakness. The father dealt with that. You know, if a brother was a swordsman, make him a better swordsman. You know, don't take it from him. Make him better at it. So when it comes to talking about did he teach us different? Hell no. He taught you about your own self shit. You know.
Your own self.
Yeah, your own self and how to bring it as one. 99 attributes is all who? Allah. But it means each name means something different. You understand where I'm coming from? So teaching us hell no. Shit. His word was born, so how can he teach anything different? And that lesson, they completely threw out the damn window. Because we came into existence, it was hard for our brother to lie. Because every word that came out of our mouth was born. Today, motherfucker lie before you can think about it. And that's the truth. Yeah, because I think you call me from the old days, old school. If you ask me a question, I have to pick my words of what I'm going to say. Because I don't want to tell a lie. Because I know words born.
Regardless of whom or what.
There you go. You know. And that lesson's so goddamn powerful. I can understand. Because you supposed to be willing to give your life.
For your word shall fail.
And I was watching the movie the other night. The man said, the lady said, the guy said, I give you my word. And the lady said, your word He said, yeah, that's the only thing I got. It's my word. And which is the truth. Today, the only thing you got is your damn word. And most of you motherfuckers gonna shot it to hell. You know? Hey, let me show you something. I had this is guy, he's a jeweler. Black brother. He's a jeweler and he's a friend of the family. He had made my little girl a nameplate. And of course her mother went and pawned it back to her and he told me about it. And it wasn't her money. That is mine. She cost me $1,500. She ain't asked me for no money. I guess she got wind. Only that I know about it. I ain't say shit to her about it. But I gave him a thing of the flag. I told him to make me a pin for the put on your lapel because I was tired of the ones that we have because they always come unfastened.
Right.
You know? But and he made this one for me. But look at it. It's black. Like the original.
Original flag.
Yeah. And the one I gave him had the white in it. And he gave me this
So
one.
you saying the original one was black?
Yes. See? It was black like that.
Wow.
Like the one on the window at the school. It didn't have no white in it. Like the flags that we had. And he said, I made a mistake and made black. I looked at it, I said, no, this is the way it was. This is the original.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And it got your name in there.
Yeah, that's all gold. That's all gold. And then he gave me this pendant, all silver for free.
Wow.
You know?
Peace.
Yeah.
That's peace.
Because I'm not about all that jewelry shit. But I figured that I wanted the pin to put on my lapel where it wouldn't come loose.
Right.
And the ones that the mayor hooked up for us comes loose. I done lost 2 of them. So I had him make this one up for me.
So you have the ones that the mayor made for you.
See how the back of that is?
That's it. Yep. So it just screws in basically.
Yeah, you know.
Kind of like an earring.
Yeah, that the push.
Yeah, push piece. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I lost those.
You lost the one at the mayor.
I lost those. I lost those. And some brothers from the nation went and had one made up for me, and I lost that one. But they unfastened themselves.
Right.
This ain't. You know?
Peace.
I said, right on. And it came back original. He said, you mean to tell me the ones that got the white in it wasn't like the original? I said, no, the original was in black and gold. It was black and gold. I said, the white man had to put his fingerprint on everything, man. That's why.
So how did the white get in there? I mean, because you hear the story about the white means the clouds of deception. And
Oh, man.
Is that what he wrote? Is that what Shangar wrote in the?
I don't know all about that shit, man. That white wasn't there. It was black and gold. It was black and gold. And the first person that made the flag up like that was Sealoff. Was Sealoff.
But with the flag that Shangar
The father, when the flags came back like that with the white in it, the father looked at it and he just brushed it off, you know, like it was okay. So you think about the father. You think how young we were, the age that he was, and he could have been, it's holy, it's pure, you know, anything. You know, shit. Who knows what the father was thinking? You he didn't dispute it.
Right.
He didn't dispute it, so it was cool with me. I don't care about what nobody else say. If he says okay, it's okay with me. Who am I to question him?
If Mecca did this.